Episode 349. It's kind of crazy how big these chocobos can get. This is probably a chocobo that's meant to scale up to the size of a Rogadin or something. Whichever chocobo has to be biggest for the biggest race, I guess. And of course the chocobo that we ride has to scale down for the size of a Lalafell, but just seeing the sheer disparity in the size is kind of surprising sometimes. From this perspective anyway. Look at us. Look at that. Amazing, isn't it? And for comparison, that's ours. Kind of funny. Okay, so the point of this episode is going to be, well, the goal of this episode is to finish off this quest line that we started for the Aether Current. Haven't forgotten about that. Do this quest over here for this Aether Current, which might be a quest line. We'll do it if we have to. And then move on with the main story, which should be the dungeon this episode. And probably like the last thing of this area. Actually, I'm not sure we'll get to the dungeon. There's still a bunch of Aether Current quests that we have to do. And we'll probably have to do and we will have to do all of these Aether Current quests before the actual final mission that gives us, like the final story mission, that gives us the Aether Current in this area. That's actually a lot more than I thought it would be. Because we haven't done any in this area until last episode. Continuing where we left off, with bot, whatever. So you'll help then? Good, good. For a start, it'd be nice to know why they're so insistent on protecting me in the first place. Though I'd love to spare my blushes and leave this all to you, we need to hear from as many people as we can. Spare his blushes, what does that mean? Spare his blushes, like avoid blushing from all of the positive words they have to say about him or something. How about we both make a sweep of the village and meet back here? I think spare my blushes means something I'm not realizing. You go on ahead. I need to figure out a good way to approach the subject without embarrassing myself. Yeah, I guess spare his blushes means something about embarrassing himself. I mean, it makes sense English-wise, like just understanding spare my blushes or whatever, but just when it was used in the way that he used it, I don't know, it tripped me up somehow. If Bowd hadn't stopped his men, I wouldn't be standing here before you. He was hard but fair. But now these resistance fighters have taken over the place. Sure, they seem friendly now, but just you wait. Repeat dialogue, we can expect that from the rest of them. No, they look so cute curled up like this. Wow, don't often see that. I never did anything wrong, but the Garlemans would always hit me. Mr. Bot was different though. He was always there to cheer me up, and he'd play with me sometimes. Do you think these new people will play with me too? Well, that's great and all, but I guess Bot was still on the same side as those people that hit you. Sure, he wasn't trying to be a total asshole, but he was still on their side. It's, not great. I guess that's the whole point of this expansion, though. It's a bit of a sticky situation for a lot of people on different sides and whatnot. The whole point of the skulls and everything. I think it's fair to say we all owe Bowd a great debt. I'll tell you more, but as you can see, I'm a little busy. Why not go talk to Jidyalani, I guess. Jidyalani? Is it pronounced like a ya? The J? Guess I'll just assume Jidyalani. Ah, the adventurer from before. Komoy, was it? You wish to know more about Bot? I would love to tell you all about him, but first I must ask a favor. The village has been plagued by spitting spinners as of late. I took a look around and discovered they've built a nest close by. I considered petitioning the soldiers for aid, but you seem more than capable of the job. Yeah, we're far more than capable. Help me get rid of the nest, and I'll tell you everything you want to know. Agreed? Excellent. Let's get going then. I'll lead the way. The chocobo on my main character is actually this shade of pink, I think. Colibri pink. I think. Is that the name of the pink that my chocobo has? Pretty sure. Well, turns out this mission isn't just going to be talking to more people. We actually have to do some combat. Not with you, though. You can leave. Okay, great. Could you just leave me alone? Alright, where's this nest of yours? There you are. The nest is just ahead. Okay, just ahead. Be careful. Their spit is quite poisonous. What, like under here? I guess this does make sense as a place for spiders to hang out in, like under here. But they're probably much bigger. Oh, they're not actually that big. Go. And triple cast. And this. More triple cast. Some of this. That's all we need. Never mind. Okay, there we go. That should be it now, right? Never mind. Half of me, or I half suspected that there would still be more, I guess. Okay, are we done here? Or is there like a bigger spider behind this one? Fine. It was an entire nest like she said, so guess it makes sense that it was a lot of work. Thank you ever so much. I can't tell you how many we've nearly lost trying to do away with those horrible things. Sadly, this isn't the first time they've caused us trouble. When the Guardians first took Aligiri, these lands were rife with spinners for a time. Though we begged for help, our pleas fell on deaf ears. Our village is meant to be a trading hub, so you'd think they would be perfect, or they would protect such a place, but no. They would come only to get deep in their cups, or take out their frustrations on whoever happened to be present at the time. If we weren't suffering at the hands of drunken soldiers, we were fending for our lives against all manner of beasts, with whatever makeshift weapons we could find. There was nothing we could do but endure their mocking laughter as we struggled to survive. Bot changed all that. After he came and assumed command, he immediately put an end to our misery. The difference in our treatment was like night and day. He gave us our lives back, which is more than I can say for what the Allied forces are like to do for us. Bot is a good man, and I hope in time he'll come to seem as we do. I'm sure it's not the direction they're going in, but there's also the psychological aspect of this where all they knew was kind of abuse at the hands of the Guardians in the first place, and then when a nicer Guardian comes in, suddenly they turn around. It's like the whole good cop, bad cop thing or something like that. They're still cooperating with the Guardian and like living by their law or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that isn't what this story is about here. Going for like a different sort of a concept, feeling, something. No matter who I talked to, there was too much beating around the bush to get any clear answers. Did they tell you anything useful? Yeah, your whole life story. Or at least your life story starting here. They said all that. Well, I'm no saint. I was just tired of seeing my men beat them bloody all the time. I'd seen enough of it before coming here. It's amazing how treatment of the Empire's subjects can vary from place to place. There are territories where life is unchanged by the Guardian's presence, and yet there are others whose denizens would welcome death with open arms. The only escape from either is to join their armies. If you manage to survive 20 years of service, you and your family can earn citizenship, a chance to have a good life. Needless to say, I jumped at the opportunity. I fought and I fought until, before I knew it, I was an Imperial Centurion. But it was too late. Shortly after my promotion, I received word of my family's death, snatched away by some widespread illness. What was it all for, right? The suffering of these people only served to remind me of my loss, so I put an end to it. Simple as that. Yet still they thank me after I've killed so many. I'll never understand such nonsense. At least now we know for certain the reason for their adoration. Now I just have to convince him I'm not worth protecting. He kind of has a point for why he's not worth protecting. But it's also like, you know, he's not a terrible guy. Not the worst he could be. I guess he's trying. I'll need a good lie if we're going to change their opinions of me. I've got it. The holy man here in Alighieri was slain shortly after my arrival, just before I took command. It was a former Imperial commander who killed him, but you can tell people it was me. Okay, that's going a bit far. But I guess Como is up for lying, why not? Take my ring as proof. Say it was a keepsake of his, and that I pried it from his cold dead hands. They'll be so blinded with hate, execution will seem too good a punishment for me. Then again, if people see through the lie, it wouldn't do well for your reputation to be speaking so poorly of me. Oh, it's okay. We're fine with being known as a liar. It's kind of edgy and cool. Maybe we should start with just one person, and gauge their reaction before we set the rumor mill to spinning. Try speaking with Yadilani, and see if this gets her blood boiling. Yeah, one of his most ardent supporters, see if this works on him, or works on her. Whether I could see her reaction to the news, but she would never believe it coming from me. See how she takes it, then report back here. Well, let's see, will she trust the word of the Warrior of Light? Oh, that's the Thavnerian dress. Even a woman in my profession has standards, you know. What, dancer? The Imperials were nothing but brutes and pigs. You and the good men and women of the Resistance, on the other hand, are more than welcome to partake of my services. Okay, if we need like a private dance, then maybe. But not right now. What's this about Bot? Bot's ring? Let's lie. How awful. The people of Alighieri will be furious to hear of this. Why, they might even consider handing him over to the Allied forces. Which is exactly what he wants, isn't it? Yeah. I haven't known you long, but I know an honorable woman when I see one. Honorable? Us? That's because you haven't known us for long enough. I refuse to believe you would try to smear his reputation and turn us against him. I can imagine why he might try, though. When you return to Bot, you can tell him what I've told him countless times before. No matter what horrible deeds he may have done in the past, no one is beyond forgiveness. I guess that's what this story is about. Travelers come and go from Alighieri quite often, but should they wish to stay, who they were before coming here doesn't matter. We have no interest in the man Bot used to be, only the man he is now. Even if he was a murderer in the past, he's been nothing but kind to us since arriving here. The man we know has a gentle soul, and that is why we protect him. No matter what he says, he cannot change our minds. We could never send such a kind-hearted man away to be executed by the Eorzeans. It's a bit of a philosophical quandary, even in real life, I guess, this whole idea. The past is the past, and it only matters what you are now. Not usually that easy, not so clean-cut. But there's some idea to it, I guess. How did she take the news? She was absolutely livid, wasn't she? Tell me everything. Yeah, it kinda sucked, the plan. They only care about the man I am now? And what sort of man am I supposed to be, My family is dead. I can't return to the Guardians. That's not your concern. It seems it'll take more than a nasty rumor to sway their opinions of me. I'll have to think of something soon, though. It's only a matter of time before the Alliance decides it's done waiting. Could you try speaking with Yadilani once more? Not to spread more falsehoods, but about persuading the townsfolk to let me turn myself in peacefully. Hopefully inspiration will strike by the time you return. I'm sure something will come to me. In the meantime, see if you can't persuade Yadilani to help you speak with the townsfolk. Back and forth. Playing messenger. Just talk to each other. Let me guess. Bot sent you again, didn't he? How did you guess? He can conjure up whatever lies he likes, but he cannot change our minds, so I suppose I can understand his worry. I'm loath to admit it, but entreating the Alliance could resolve all this. It could also make things much worse. If only there was someone among them who knew what a kind and caring man Bot is. Perhaps then we could convince them to show mercy. Who are we suggesting? Bot has been speaking with Brazen Brook in private about his surrender. Does this mean the allied forces will soon come for him? Let's go and speak with him while there's still time. I didn't actually realize this guy was Alliance. I thought it was just like some guy that lived here in the town, like a authoritative figure in the town or something. I guess this is Alliance uniform, is it? Like one of their uniforms? Ah, you've brought company. What can I do for the two of you? Help this guy out. An appeal on Bot's behalf? I'm not sure I follow. Please, Brazen Brook. Is there nothing you can do to have him pardoned? Or better yet, take me in his stead. Say I'm his accomplice, and I will tell your superiors anything they wish to hear. Yeah, that doesn't help. Oh, calm down, miss. No one wants to help him more than I do. Are you sure about that? She's willing to die. It sounds like it anyway. That said, he's still a soldier of the Guardian Empire, an Imperial Centurion at that. As a member of the Resistance, I have a duty to take him into custody. You can't. The people of Aligiri will not stand for his execution. What? Who said anything about an execution? Oh. I just kind of assumed myself with how much we threw it around, but I guess he never mentioned it. But the Guardians told us you kill all the soldiers you capture. For goodness sake, we're not savages. We're in the middle of assessing the documents and supplies they left behind, and this testimony as to what we found is sorely needed. Everyone's made it quite clear how his presence has improved living conditions here, so I suspect my superiors will be fairly lenient. That's not to say he won't face punishment, mind you, but he's got to come in for questioning. I see. After so many years under their rule, the Guardians had convinced us you were no better, if not worse, than they were. On behalf of all the people of Aligiri, I offer you our sincerest apologies. Thank you for clearing up this terrible misunderstanding. Bot will no doubt be relieved to hear all of this. Or to hear of this. Let's go and share the good news. What sort of lies have the Guardians been feeding them all this time? I suppose it doesn't matter now. The people will come around eventually. You main quest guys just hang right in there. I'm sure they have plenty to discuss while I'm doing this other stuff. Where could he have gone? It seems Bot has left us a note. Dear Komoi, the time has come to bid you my final farewell. Try as I might to focus on the present, the past still haunts me. My family calls. If you can find it within you to grant me one last favor, I bid you deliver my head to the Alliance forces. I have enclosed instructions to this end. No, he can't. Komoi, we have to stop him. Yeah, kinda dire. We can't let him go through with this, Komoi. It looks like he's heading northwest, towards the fringes. I pray we're not too late. I don't actually remember how this ends. All the way over there, huh? Guess we'll save this little area over here for when we have flying. Unless the side quest takes us there, any side quest. We are quite close to the end of the game here, or the end of the expansion. Our next quest is... what is it? Level 68. Just level 68 quests and level 69 quests to go, and then level 70 would be like the final few quests. There's not going to be a whole lot of level 70 quests, I don't think, if I recall correctly. Pretty sure that's just how it works. Beyond here is just the actual final location of Alamigo itself, which isn't really so much in Alamigo, it's like the surrounding area. I mean, part of it is Alamigo. We'll get to that when we get to it. A lot of Giribania just kind of feels like this, though. The fringes, the peaks, and even the area of Giribania around Giribania just feels like kind of the same things as we see all over the place. Hingashi feels much more varied, I guess, which is why they included it in the... or why I imagine they included it in this expansion. So it's not just all of this for the entire thing. Don't worry about me. Safe bot. Oh, he just came out here to get mauled by a ferocious beast. What a great plan. I got a better one. It seems like we won't take it out with just the fire. I probably should have put on lightning earlier. Oh, there we go. Head still intact. I suppose this is where I'm supposed to thank you for saving my life. Bot, Komoi, thank goodness you're both unharmed. Why in the hells did you bring her here? She's trying to help. You're not being executed. Cowards, a lot of them. They would waste a chance to make an example of me. This is all our fault. If we hadn't shown such aggression to the Allied forces, they would have likely made their intentions clear ages ago. You needn't apologize. If I had known they wouldn't kill me, I would have merely sought another way to death's door. Yeah, he seems pretty intent on it. But why? You have so much to live for. I have nothing. What is a man without his family? A soldier without his men? I've stained my hands with the blood of so many innocents. And for what? You still have Alighieri. It would have been all too easy to stand by and watch as the soldiers taunted and tormented us. Yet you chose to show us mercy. Well, that was... After all the good you've done here, are we not worth living for? Am I not worth living for? I guess it's like that. I know I can never replace your family. I would never try. But I'd like to try and make you happy, if you'll let me. What? Has this obsession with loss truly made you so blind? The people of Alighieri care about you. None more so than me. I don't know, I guess that book guy was maybe implying he cared the most about this guy. Maybe there's some kind of triangle brewing in the mist or something. Maybe not, anyway. You brought light and hope back into our lives, and I would return that kindness 100-fold if I can. Yes, by all means. Let's get married, settle down here in the village, and fill our cottage with a pitter-patter of little feet. Marriage? I didn't mean to. That's not to say I'm opposed to... Oh dear. This is all so sudden. Is this guy serious? Yeah, he's not. Before you let your imagination run wild, there's still a matter of my surrender to the Allied forces. I'm going to need your help in assuring the others that I won't be put to death. Okay, a complete 180 for this guy. Yes, of course. I suppose this is it. I don't know what they have in store for me, but I will at last atone for my crimes. When they release me, well, it seems I have something worth waiting for. Thank you for everything. I guess it's a nice ending. Something worth living for. Well, how about it, Brazen Book? There she is, the hero of the hour. I don't know how you did it, but Yadialani returned just now with bot in tow. He says he's ready to turn himself in. What's more, public reaction to his surrender has been surprisingly calm. The last thing we need is to be fending off the people we came to save. If you hadn't shown up when you did, I'm sure they'd be chasing us out of here, with pitchforks and torches by now. To make sure they don't, we'll all be taking a leaf out of Bot's book, and building better relations with the townsfolk. It'll take some work to be sure, but we'll get this place back to the way it used to be. Okay, great. Now the plan was to do this other side quest over here. I suppose we still can do that. But even if we did, we'd still have to unlock more side quests to finish off getting the Aether Currents from the side quests. Let's try to continue the main story until we reach that point, just so that we get some main story in this episode, I guess. Did we do all of our talking here? I think so, yeah. Moving on. So, to review, we are to travel to Radiata, where we will meet with a contact recruited by Marshal Tarpin's agents. Thanks for the review, because we did step away a little bit for a while. I took the liberty of reviewing intelligence reports while Komori and these were away, so the settlement is not wholly unfamiliar to me. As the Vice Marshal indicated, the vast majority of the populace is employed as menial labor in either Specula Imperatoris or Castrum Abania. Perhaps as a result of this, the Resistance has long struggled to make inroads there. Aye, you have the right of it. They got a better deal than most Alamegans, feeding off what scraps the Imperials gave them. Damned if I know now, or if I know how, Marshal Tarpin's agents got one of them to turn his coat. I understand your disdain, I do, but I also understand their desire to look after their families by any means necessary. Our contact is a Rogadan woman. No wait, it's actually Rogadan, right. Rogadan woman. She will ask us a question. After we answer with courage, she'll know us as a friend. Courage, right. Put together a squadron, Narco. We'll need them soon. With me, my friends, and be ready for anything. And you guys? I'd often have not volunteered you, I would have asked. I think we already read all of that, yeah? Yeah, all the same. Then moving on to the next area, I guess after we meet up over here. It is unfortunately the worst time to be getting main story cutscenes right now. The dead of night, where the lighting is terrible, no indoor lighting either. Maybe we'll get lucky and one of the cutscenes will be within distance of a lamp or something over in that town we're going to. I doubt we're going to be that lucky though. What is this? I've never seen this kind of icon before. Well, maybe I have seen it, but I don't remember it. It's related to this fate, but I've never seen an icon separated from the fate like this. At least I don't remember it. I know you're out there. Keep an eye out, would you? Something doesn't feel right. Oh, is this where we're meeting? I thought we were going to the town to meet. If they were magic armor nearby, surely we would have heard them by now. What, are you expecting an ambush? We'll be fine. See? What did I tell you? Let us continue on to Specula Imperatoris. Okay, we are meeting over there. They were just looking out for for enemies. I'm still curious what this area would have looked like if we cheated over the wall with riding pillion for someone that could fly. No, I guess we are being attacked now. Only 2 targets. Start with this. Easy pickings. Oh. Just want to get rid of these balls here. Come on. There we go. I really hope by the time the next expansion comes out, they do actually make it so that the Black Mage is updated so you can manually remove those floating orbs one way or another. Or just add back in the timer of Enochian that makes them go away on their own. Whew, that would have been an unceremonious ending to our tale. Heh, nothing to it. Of course there were soldiers still lurking about. Fortunately they were no match for these. Come, Radiata is not much further. Of course, in light of our recent encounter, it would be prudent to proceed with caution and remain vigilant for Imperial forces. Yeah, there are a bunch of Garlean lamps along the road here, so maybe we'll get lucky and have a cutscene lit up by these things. More soldiers, huh? Oh. A bit more than a soldier. Wasn't this a boss in one of the dungeons? I'm pretty sure it was. Tank it. Oh, we could have done one more actually. One more fire. It just left this thing wandering about, huh? A true griffin. More so than other griffins, apparently. Did we encounter, like, other griffins before this true griffin? And they had to, like, name these true griffins to distinguish them? I'm pretty sure a griffin was also the boss of one of the dungeons. I think it was Dismal Darkhold, whatever. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there's very good lighting over here. Nary a soldier in sight. Mayhap they were recalled to Castrum Abania. Okay, what we had to deal with more than a soldier. I thought they said this was the village, or this was a village. It looks more like a work camp. Looks like it's safe to enter. I don't see any Imperials. I don't see smoke from above Castrum, or I don't see smoke above Castrum Abania anymore. Do you think they fixed the cannon already? I certainly hope not. Alfie said we were looking for a Rugadin woman, right? And that we should answer her question with courage? I suppose we'll just have to strike up a conversation with every one of them, until we find our contact. Let me know if you find her, and I'll do the same. By the way, did we unlock any more blue quests? Not here. I'm gonna assume the blue quests are gonna be over here, I suppose, in Radiata. The other two, other than the one that's over in, Alagana. Weird town this. Village, whatever. Anything you need? Give me a hand with my stock, and I'll see about lowering my prices. Oh, thank you. You. Are you the who are you, what do you do here NPC? You're just kinda leaning. I don't know you. Why have you come to Radiata? There you are. Tell me about yourself. Tell you about myself? You really are a stranger here, aren't you? Too much talk can get a person killed. My father talked too much once, complained about his job. A friend reported him to the authorities, and then the soldiers came to take him away as a suspected insurgent. I never saw him again. This doesn't bode well for our informant. And then there was my little brother. When a group of patriots heard he was a laborer for the Empire, they strung him up from a tree. So no, you don't talk about yourself around here. Okay, this is probably the most belligerent who are you, what do you do here NPC that we've ever met, and for good reason. What kind of place is this? Radiata? Well, this village is home to those who labor at Castrum Abania, or Specula Imperatoris. Think of it as an Imperial slave pen. It certainly wasn't called Radiata by the folk who live here. It doesn't seem like a Alamegan name. It had a different name once, but you'll not hear anyone say it out loud. That earns you a visit from the correction officers. How horrible. You tell other villagers you're from Radiata, though, and it'll get you spit on. To everyone else, we're the Empire's whipped curs. We lose either way. If we're to be treated like dogs for where we were born, then we've no choice but to live like one. Jeez. Well, that set the mood. That's why I talk to them. Find anything, Lise? Any luck? No? Me neither. Spied Alphinode over here. So, as I was saying about this woman, are these guys actually talking to Alphinode? No, this guy's just like a normal NPC that's doing his own conversation, and they place Alphinode here so it would look like he's talking to them, even though they're not. There are broken war Malkana all over the place if you know where to look. Someone should probably salvage them. Okay, stop ignoring Alphinode, he's much more important than you. There's Alice. And based on like the location of our NPC friends, that would mean the last location to check would be probably over here. No wait, over here. To find the actual NPC. Just based on statistics and all that. She has to be around here somewhere. Oh yeah, I was right. They're like evenly spread across the soldier. That's the theory of how these circles work. Ain't seen you around here before. Takes a certain kind of woman to walk into a place like this uninvited. I will go whither the wild rose blooms. I knew it. I knew we'd have this option. Seen any roses around here? 'Cause I don't. Piss off. It's always fun. Times are tough, but so am I. Oh, I'll bet you are. Best of luck to you, soldier. And then the actual answer. I love this running gag with the wild rose. I'm not sure if it appears in every expansion, but it's pretty often. One with courage, I suppose. Courage, you say? Well, that's in short supply these days. Better to keep your head down and go along to survive. Call me a coward too, if you like, 'cause I'll not speak on it more. At least not here. Outside Radiata, behind those barricades over yonder, on the other hand. You don't say. She did say, actually. Hey, was that who I think it was? Indeed it was. Well, that's a relief. Or a trap. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Either way, I'll find Alphinode and Alice. We'll meet you there. What, and let us spring the trap on our own? Sounds good. Just make sure the trap has good lighting. Not great lighting. If the camera was tilted more towards the sky, then maybe. Not followed, were you? Good. Well, I guess we're followed now. But not by the people she means, not followed by the Guardians. Wow, we're all so short compared to her. I guess that's a Rugadin for you. That's all of you, or that all of you, is it? Let's get to it then. Name yourselves. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, friends of Marshal Terrapin. Name's Stark Woad. The rest you know, or we wouldn't be here. This is about Specula Imperatoris and the Canon, isn't it? Just so. Can you tell us what happened? I overheard soldiers talking while working in the mess. The ceruleum pipeline fueling their cannon was destroyed by an unidentified male insurgent, they said. One man single-handedly disabled the cannon? That beggars belief. Nevertheless, that's what they said. It took a while, but they finally put the fires out, and the engineers have been working day and night to repair it. Wish I could tell you more, but the incident had everyone jumping at shadows, and afraid to say much more. To make matters worse, the Alamegan help have been sent home indefinitely. So the cannon could already be fully operational. We need to sneak inside Castrum Ravania to ensure the cannon is no longer a threat to our troops. Can you help us? Aye, that much I can do. I pieced together a map of the interior over the years, and I know for a fact that there are multiple points of entry. Impressive. If we split into several groups, That may improve our odds of reaching the fire control center. We may be few in number, but I have faith that we can see this through. Okay, don't say that, Alfie Note, because if we split into groups, that means we won't have you along for duty support. And it actually sounds like we're going to be entering the dungeon soon. Ah, here we go. I think. That's only 2 more blue quests. And we have a total of 3 more blue quests that we need before we get the that portion of it done. Of course, not including the Aether Current that we get from doing the main quest. Oh, by the way. This does seem to be the dungeon, I think. Yeah, only 2 blue quests here. Where'd the last one be? Where was this again? Southwest. Oh, there it is. Do I have enough time for the dungeon? There's enough time for the dungeon, but I'm not sure it's enough time for the cutscenes after the dungeon. And I really would hate to go on long. I've been trying to be better about that. There we go. Got that part of the map on, or got that experience for that part of the map on our other character, our other job. That's all I wanted, so let's do this, and I guess if there's more time in the episode, we will do this too. Turns out this episode is going to be all blue quests, so going to be very hard to actually get a decent thumbnail. I guess I could just make it like this or something. But then that's where the dungeon is, so it wouldn't make sense if this was the thumbnail. It could just be like a pretty thumbnail, that's all we really need. We could call this episode something about like, I don't know, Life Under Guardian Role or something like that. Or something less similar to a previous episode that I probably called already. But since we had that whole thing with Spot and this thing with this woman describing like what it's like living here and this whole spiel that we got over there, it feels like it would be a proper title if we, I don't know, had something related to the Guardians in the title and just rolled with that. Rolled with this as a thumbnail. And I'm sure this quest is also about the Guardians, there's no way around it, isn't there? You're not from around here, are you? You've never seen Ala Megan strike up a conversation with a Radiata resident. But seeing as we're already talking, I have a job that's just right for an outsider like you. Talk with the girl behind that building over there, and she'll give you all the details. She's a bit testy, mind you. Did you find the lass I told you about? She's the one the one behind that building, who looks ready to take a bite out of anyone who strays too close. Sounds like our kind of woman. Hey there, testy trader. About bloody time. Here, take this supply crate and trade it with some merchant in Aligiri for food. He's usually lurking in an alleyway somewhere. Shifty bastard. You'll know when you see him. Do not tell him a Radiata native sent you. There'll be no grub for us if you do. Food. We need it. The trader in Aligiri has it. Do I really need to explain this to you? I mean, you could have, greeted us a little bit more kindly. But then she wouldn't be the testy trader if she did. But yeah, this quest is about living under Imperial rule. People don't get along with the people, or at least people from Aligiri don't get along with the people from Radiata, for reasons that we just learned. There you are. Right, she did say an alley. You want to trade? You'll show me the goods first. Then maybe we'll deal. Imperial supply crate. Okay, this is going to be hard to explain. God, these are military issue mark... Again, that would be 43 sedatives. High quality stuff. Someone snatched a batch a while ago, but you wouldn't believe how quickly Imperial medicines sell. Folk are always on edge around here, you see, never knowing when the Empire might decide to launch an assault. Some get so worked up that they can scarcely sleep without a little alchemical encouragement. Sounds rough. How much do you want for them? I'm a bit curious how you came by this stash. Don't ask too much questions. But I'll take it off your hands all the same. Oh, what? Are you snitching, Gomoy? No. She's just asking for food, right? Food? That's it? Just food? Alright. Well, here's a sack full of assorted edibles. Nice doing business with you. If you come across any more of those sedatives, you know where to find me. Oh great, we gotta get back there by walking. Can we? We can't go around this way, that's like a one-way drop. Can't believe we gotta go around the long way like this. What a pain in the ass. Aether Current side quests, they make you like walk all the way. I guess it does go towards flying though. You know what? Well, let's go finish it anyway. I was thinking, if we finish this quest and there's still time left in the episode, what we'll probably do is, what I said we'd do, go to this quest and do that, and then when we're done, we'd have to teleport back here and then walk all the way back again to Radiata, just to continue the main quest and get the last Aether Current thing. I just feel weird leaving this quest half done and then going to do another quest. We could even reach the point where if I did teleport up here and did this quest, we run out of time in the episode and then I leave this quest hanging after having started it. It would just feel weird is all. This is not a very efficient way to do things. I really should have done this mission first after all. But then I don't know where the last Aether Current quest is. I'm pretty sure the next main story quest is the dungeon quest, but it doesn't look like the last quest in the area that would give us the Aether Current. Maybe there's an Aether Current quest inside Rhalgr's Reach, because it's adjacent or something. I mean, the obvious answer, the only other answer would be that we simply haven't gotten through the main story enough to unlock another blue quest here or wherever else. That's probably the correct answer, but part of me feels like this is... Well, it'd be weird to do more main story quests and unlock another blue thing, because we're pretty much done after the dungeon, I'm pretty sure. Just like looking at the space remaining, there isn't really much to do. Neck Breaker, what a name. Put that music away. Okay, we walked all the way here, and we're gonna have to do it again. Let's just try to find out if this is gonna be a quest chain first. This character isn't named, so I doubt it. Did you get the food? Tell me you got the food. Here's the food. Oh, praise the heavens, and praise you too, stranger. This will be the first proper meal we've had in days. Go back and speak with my large friend, if you would. I'd wager he'd like to show his thanks as well. Did you speak with my friend yet? I'm sure he'd like to thank you too. Just a short little side quest to illustrate what it's like living here, I guess. Surprised to see us trading in Imperial supplies. My quick-fingered friend once worked in a storeroom in Castrum Mavania, and swept those sedatives before she left. This settlement's full of those as used to labor for the Imperial army. The folk in Aligiri may have traded with the Empire, but even they spit on us Radiatans. That's weird, The army's whipped curs, they call us. I guess they traded with the Guardians because they have to, but then these guys, it's a bit more like a salt in the wound or something. That's why we needed you to make the deal. If one of us dared to set foot in that town, they'd chase us out with a hail of stones, or worse. But now we can eat our fill, get our strengths back, and try to move on. Kind-hearted heroes like you are a godsend. Well, no quest chain there. It feels a bit weird that we just leave Radiata like this. I'm sure it'll get better with time on its own in the background. Still kind of feels weird. And yeah, now we've reached the point where I do actually have to teleport over this way to do the next blue quest. But actually, let's check that thing that I wondered about. We wouldn't be able to see if there's a blue quest from an adjacent map, but if we get inside, we can't see. There is not. Not sure why I thought there would be. It doesn't really make sense for the rules of the game to put a blue quest in an adjacent area, I think. Is that true? Am I, like, remembering something vaguely that's like that? Is that why I thought that in the first place? I have no idea. And we kept you waiting, didn't we, Ragnfrid? We could have done this, like, way earlier in the game, at level 61. Saint Seiya, like a Saint Seiya, the anime/manga. Fancy yourself as our village's savior, do you? If you truly mean what you say, I've a mind to introduce you to someone. His name's Seiya. Used to be one of the quarry's finest workers, he did. He keeps fighting the good fight to restore Alagana to its former glory, but I do worry about the toll it must be taking on a man of his years. Have a chat with him if you're interested in helping. This sounds like a quest chain in the making. Well, as time's gone on, Seiya's slowly but surely become an isolated figure in our village. There aren't too many others here who share his enthusiasm to raise fresh life into Alagana, and that's putting it mildly. It's finally decent daylight, but I feel like I already got the thumbnail for the episode. The huge, castrum over that way. Is that a castrum? Is Specula Imperatoris a castrum or something else? Or whatever it is a thumbnail. Oh, the old bugger is treating us to another one of his speeches, I see. Thank you for coming. I'm still waiting for a few more of the villagers to arrive. The old bugger's treating us to another one of his speeches, I see. Okay, you already said that, buddy. How long do you plan to continue living in abject squalor, I ask you? It's high time we brought back the quarry that once made me proud to hail from Alagana. We heard about this quarry, how it got, like, retired after the Guardian rule, or something like that. Some of you may be too young to remember, but the quarry used to mean everything to this village. Bloody hells, when is this old codger going to stop harping on about the good old days? Time you opened your eyes, you daft bugger. Time's long since passed when we could sell the stone here for a decent amount of gil. It's about time you face the facts. There's no going to be had sweating away your life in some bloody quarry. I'd be better served going out and hunting my own food. Just hear me out. If you give up on the quarry, then you'll be given up on the village itself. Even the hardest of rocks will break. If you keep chiseling away at it, life's the same. It just kind of sounds like this old man is crazy for rocks. I personally wouldn't heed his advice either, but I'm pretty sure this story is going in the direction of saying the quarry will actually help the village, like there's some wisdom in his words. Probably. Grandfather, that's enough. Sweet Love, interesting name. I can tell you now that no one here would claim to be happy with their lot, but there's nothing that can be done. You remonstrating? I've heard that word before, I don't remember what it means, but I guess in context it means repeating or something like that. You remonstrating with everyone is hardly going to do any good. Sweet Love. Well, what do you bloody expect with that attitude? No one's going to work to improve things when even my own granddaughter has next to no motivation. There's a reason you don't see much quarrying going on anymore. There's no demand for it. We can get by just fine with the stones we gathered in the past, and those we salvaged from ruined buildings. Prosperity doesn't lie in wait for us at the quarry, only monsters. It's about time you realized that we're lucky to just be alive these days. Come on, grandfather, let's go home. Let's put him to bed. Time for your medicine, Grandpa. But of course, we gotta take his side, right? Blasted girl understands nothing. Of course everything's going to seem pointless if you're only sleepwalking through life. And who the hells are you anyway? I ain't doing this for your amusement. Oh, but we are amused. Have no fear. I am indeed the sayer you speak of. Ragnfrid sent you my way, you say? No, you're sayer. Komoi, was it? So you're the last we have to thank for saving Wakata. I can tell you're more fire, or you've more fire in your belly than this entire village. Well, we are a black mage. Perhaps you'll be able to see that I'm not as crazy as these buggers think me. Time will tell. Alagana owes everything to the quarry. The stones we extracted were solid, and pleasing on the eye to boot. We even supplied the stone used to build the palace. Ah, those were the days. It was the Imperial invasion that changed everything. Those bastards thought stone structures barbaric, favoring their cold, tasteless metallic buildings instead. They say they look civilized. Don't make me laugh. I guess there is a certain appeal to the Guardian structures, but they are very black and foreboding, very evil looking. At least the stone could be red or some other color. The final blow to our way of life came when Garlemald began recruiting our youth for their own army. We lost just as many to the rebel cause. With no one left to tend to the quarry, it slowly fell into ruin and is now overrun with beasts. A few of us that remain have been left to eke out a living using any means we can. I swear on Rogger's name, if we could just take back the sleeping stones, the whole village would bring with vitality again. I just need something that proves the beasts are gone from the quarry. Then the villagers would surely see fit to help me restore it to its former glory. I know this is a lot to ask of a complete stranger, but it's not as if I'm spoiled for choice right now. Would you be able to rid the quarry of those damn monsters, and bring me back 2 Aurelus soulstones? I'll forever be in your debt. Save the marble Aurelus that inhabit the quarry and bring me back 2 Aurelus soulstones. That's all I need to turn everything around. He says that, but this is Final Fantasy XIV, the online video game, where mobs just kind of respawn after a few minutes. We're not going to make a dent in them. All the way up there, huh? That is quite a far way away. And again, this is another side quest for actually getting the Aether Current, so I guess they really want you to experience this on foot before you unlock flying. The worst part is that we already went all the way up there just to explore, so I did all that already. You don't have to send me on a side quest to make me admire the scenery. But we're gonna do it. And we'll admire the scenery again while we're doing it. Oh, wrong way. I guess we admired this little bit of scenery too, this little dead end. Not a walking this episode, and next episode is going to be even more walking to get back over here. But first we gotta do this entire quest chain, because I'm pretty sure, well, even though he says this will turn everything around, there's no way that this one quest, this Kill 2 Aurelus quest, is going to turn everything around for the quarry. Definitely not. Thinking with Bot, it was around 4 quests or something, including the quest that we did last episode. So probably around 4 quests for this one too. And then the last Aether Current quest, I assume it's not going to be a quest chain like this. I hope. Just so that we can actually get a move on with the main story and do the dungeon next episode. You really have to make a circuitous pass to get up here. I have to like spiral around this way, then around this way. Can't go up this way, there's a wall this way. Or rather a steep cliff. It sure is a pretty place. That is an Aurelus. Oh wait, hang on. We can just do this. We've already seen the scenery up there, so we don't have to do it again. We can only attack this thing if we're level synced. Oh, oops. Unfortunately, we don't have triple cast, which is a bit annoying. Oh wait, there we go. But this will be faster than going all the way up there, I guess. We took the damage, but we're fine. I didn't realize ley lines could only be activated while in combat. Kind of annoying. Not that annoying, just kind of. Well, for once, I'm glad a fate was on our pass. And here we go. Let's see, does this actually solve all of your problems? Nice to see you returned. It'd be even nicer if you happened to be in possession of certain stones. Oh, we got the stones alright. We're the Warrior of Light. Yes, this is exactly what I was after. Let's waste no time in showing them to the others. It's been far too long since the last ray of hope shone into the villagers' miserable lives. Okay. But we'll show them in the next episode. We're tired after getting those stones. They're very heavy. So we'll just sit here and let Komori catch her breath. That would be a good time to take a break.